Yeah, Lord. Some nights get long, some roads get rough, but I ain't afraid, no, not tonight. Cause the Lord is my light. And when that fear comes whispering my name, I just whisper his name. And the darkness runs away. The Lord is my light. I won't be afraid. He is my salvation. Don't you worry, will be, of course, beginning the program there very soon. When the wicked rise, they stumble and fall. My heart won't tremble. I've heard his call. Who's got your back? The Lord Most High. Who lifts your soul? The Saint Most High. Fear comes near. My faith is firm. I'll stand my ground. He hides me safe where no harm can find. In his secret place, peace fills my mind. He lifts my head above my foes. Pours his mercy, Lord, it overflows. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is my strength. When trouble comes, I won't lose sight. God is my light in the darkest night. Armies rise up, surrounding my soul, but my faith stands firm. It keeps me whole. One thing I see, one thing I crave, to dwell in his house all my days. Who walks with you? Emmanuel. Who guards your soul? The King has a well. Shut that door. My Savior. All right, Dominica, here we are. Finally, we've got everything sorted out right now. My guest for the next 2 hours, Mr. Jerry Brisbane. Remember, he used to be a very, very popular guy on this radio station many years ago. Some people say he disappeared in thin air. Jerry Brisbane, businessman, a nature lover, environmentalist, a lover of the oceans. I have noticed it for the past few years for sure. A love of the forest, a hiker. Let's say good afternoon and welcome, Jerry, back to this microphone. I hope we see you a little more often after this.
No, man. No. This is a rare exception. Man.
A rare exception. So we don't have to take it for a habit.
Oh, no. You have me out of my comfort zone right now, man. I would much rather be in the forest, in the river, some other place.
Chilling.
Yeah, not only chilling, but connecting, you know. That's what I do a lot. And that's what I think.
So the question, up until this day, maybe somebody asked me yesterday, what has happened to Jerry? Jerry just disappeared. I mean, I see you, but the public don't, as often as I do. But what has happened to Jerry Brisbane? Why did you decide to just, if you want elope, and of course, stay away?
Well, Matt, I mean, business was never my forte, as they say, or my...
Really?
Never, no. In fact, truth be told, I did that for over 35 years. I never enjoyed a day of it.
Business?
Yeah, never enjoyed a day. What I'm doing now is what I wanted to do, which is nature and being one with nature and, just integrating and bonding and doing different projects, in unity with nature. So I did business really more so for family reasons, basically. It was a choice I made, so I don't blame anybody for it. We all have freedom of choice, so I made that choice. And then after a while, obviously, I tried to get out. Since 1998, I was trying to get out.
Really?
Yeah, because the reason for doing it, it was no longer there. I won't go into details of it. And so I tried to see if I could have gotten one of my siblings to come to take over to whatever it was. And no one chose. No one wanted to. So I continued until Maria. But even with Maria was, in a sense, a blessing in disguise. Probably one of the best blessings I've had in my life. Because, as you know, we had shut down Bridges Mat. That was by choice also. Yeah, there were different factors involved that contributed, but that was by choice. And then we were to close completely the following year. That was 2018, I think.
2018.
Maria was in 2017. June of 2018 was our final, going to be our final opening period, at the end of June. That's our financial year. But Maria came in 2017, so it just sped up the process, which was for me
a blessing. A blessing in disguise.
It was a major blessing. Yeah. So obviously it made no sense to rebuild or anything, and then to operate for a couple of months. So we did what we had to do, and ever since I've been enjoying my life.
So enjoying your life.
Oh, it's been beautiful, man.
But there's
beautiful.
No business, Jerry.
Business?
There's no business, and you're enjoying your life.
Well, yeah, of course, because Matt, I don't think people understand, what's important in life, and it's really simplicity.
There's a disconnect. Some people don't
total
understand.
Disconnect. The world to me is very unwell. Very unwell. The human race is very unwell. The world is unwell because we are just in such an imbalance, And when I talk about well and wellness, I talk about a balance between body, mind, and spirit. Yeah. And most of us are at very high levels of imbalance. And so I keep hearing you from time to time asking, well, what's the reason for this? What's the reason for that? Why are we in the problems we're in? And we can do that maybe that's another program I do down the road.
Okay.
Because, Matt, I believe very, very strongly that when you're blessed, like I know I'm blessed, because I'm well, and I'm alive. And so I believe that blessings manifest and continue to manifest if you share them. What would have happened to us if our forefathers didn't share the knowledge and the blessing and everything that they had? So for me, Matt, there's no going back. There's absolutely no going back.
There's no way you can go back.
No, there's absolutely no way of going back. I am at such peace and tranquility with myself because, the problem is, Matt, that a lot of us don't understand that we need to spend that quality time with ourselves. And I am not here to tell anybody what to do. I simply share, which is what we should do, and I think we are on this earth to do. And as I tell my family and stuff, close people, whatever I share, they can eat it, they can excrete it. I use a different word, but they can excrete it or they can vomit it. And that's their freedom. It's the freedom of choice we've been given. But with that freedom, there's a price to that also, because whatever choices we make, there is a price that we have to pay for that choice. There's a consequence to that choice. So for me, I spend a lot of time in nature, especially because, again, I say it's my opinion. Everything's my opinion, but there's evidence to support it. But I still say it's my opinion because I don't want to sound like I'm some expert or anything or take credit for anything. Because for me, when I was here in the past, I simply came as a messenger of history just to inform people and remind people what history has been teaching us and telling us. And so for me, Matt, I am fully convinced that the only place that we can find that level of balance that we require between body, mind, and spirit is with nature. And that is why I'm so passionate, and that's why I'm here today. I have really come out of my zone to be here And to make that sacrifice, because a big, big sacrifice, and worse yet, being on camera as something, as you know, in the past, I never wanted to do. That's why I chose radio, because I love my privacy. I would rather people don't even know me. So that one aspect alone is a major sacrifice coming out, and people didn't see me.
But you said earlier, Jerry, and you said there's a disconnect. You think the people of Dominica, you said the world there's a disconnect. What about Dominica itself? You think?
Well, we're part of the world.
I'm saying more Dominica specifically because you live here.
Yeah. Well, again, that's what we'll focus on today. And so, Matt, really, you talk about this disconnect, and I'm going to read something here because what is really important, Matt, is that there needs to be, and bear with me with this technology because I'm not the best. I'm not the best of it. So I am still old-fashioned.
The young people say, get with the times, huh?
Nah, Matt, I'll get with the times so much, but I can tell you, all of these things do have benefits, but that's some of the problems also too.
Sure.
People become so disconnected to nature, but connected to all of this technology, which is killing people, man. Mind you, having said that, though, Matt, there's benefits. Like, no, I'm using it.
Right.
But, I mean, this is like...
Well, you can do without it.
Oh, for sure. The only reason I have, Matt, this phone, which is I call it a stupid smartphone, is because you might have heard of the incident. I was at Champion, which is one of the places I go to just, again, connect.
Yeah.
Just watch the ocean. Obviously, the sea is my pharmacy, but I don't spell it like a regular pharmacy. I spell it as FARMER.
Okay.
Because the sea is medicine. The water, the minerals, everything, the salts, and even what's in the sea, I eat a lot of, which is the sea moss, the kelp, because I'm fully plant-based. I'm not vegan. I don't have thing, because all of that is, marketing and fads and so on. But I'm plant-based, so I only eat plant material. I've been doing that now for the last 12 years. And it's a mission I've been on for the last 45 years, since 1980. So, but that's another... We can go on and on, but another thing. But yeah, so let me just read this, because really I believe, Matt, that what is required is a spiritual awakening. Yeah, there's too much of a disconnect from our spirituality, and that's why we need to spend the time to go inward, to get to know ourselves, to be at peace with ourselves, to love ourselves, to get that tranquility that we require and that balance. Because without that, Matt, for instance, let me ask you a question. If I was to ask you a piece of bread, but you had no bread, could you give me the bread?
No.
No, you don't have any bread. So similarly, if you're not at peace with yourself, or if you don't love yourself, then how can you transmit that? Because you don't have it. If you don't have love, but you have hate, what do you think you're going to transmit? You're going to transmit hate.
Yeah.
So that's why this disconnect is really a serious problem. And down the road, I will also probably mention about certain things that create that disconnect and that vibration. Because we all have a vibration within us. Nature has a vibration. The air has a vibration. The trees have a vibration. And there's certain things that numb that vibration. And again, create the problem where the imbalance of the spirit, the body, and the mind. But let me just read something to you, Matt, so that we could set the tone for, because it comes down to what we're going to talk about with the Bash, because that's all about the vibration, the nature, and everything. But so, Matt, what I have here is, and I have a pen, is we're up against the challenge of spiritual warfare. Now, again, how I spell this warfare is WARFEAR. So the fear is not FARE like war. So the type of fear that is out of disrespect for our Creator, ourselves, humanity, nature. One that feeds hate, division, jealousy, anger, war, greed, selfishness, lies, destruction, complexity, and which places our spirit in darkness, bondage, and imprisonment. We need to break the chains of that spirit. And the way we will achieve that is with the type of fear that leads to respect. Respect for our Creator, ourselves, humanity, nature. One that breeds love, understanding, truth, peace, humility, oneness, strength, simplicity, and in turn places our spirit in a state of freedom, where the people will no longer be shackled, but will be free at last. Free at last.
You're saying Dominicans are not free?
Spiritually not. They're in fear. The spirit, the mind, the body is in fear.
But I've been asking.
And I'm talking about levels,
Yes,
so don't get me wrong.
Right.
Not everybody's at the same level. So I want people to understand where I'm coming from, because people are quick to jump on stuff, right?
But
that's okay.
But that's what I've been asking for 4 years now. Why are people fearful? What is there to be afraid of?
Well, that's up to the individuals. I can tell you I'm a free man. There's no fear. Yeah. But Matt, you have to understand though, the system has done that to us over time. So we've been constantly being brainwashed with this fear. And the use of that fear has been very effective. It's not only in what we're going to be talking about, but it's in the pharmaceutical industry, it's in the food industry, it's in the religious industries, in every single industry. Fear has been used as a means of control, yeah, because people want to control us. And in so doing, it obviously redounds to their benefit, because it's about money, it's about greed, it's about selfishness. It all ties in, Matt. And I was part of it in the sense that I was in, as I told you, I never enjoyed a day of it, besides not wanting to do business.
Right.
And for me, I just had to get out, because, again, I saw that deterioration over the years. And that's why I came on to the program, Matt, as you know.
Yes.
Is because this.
What year did you leave the program?
No, don't ask me. I don't even know. I don't have no. But I don't even. Time is of no essence to me. I live in the moment, and I don't also, get involved in all these activities and celebrations of activities. For me, I celebrate life. Every morning I get up, Matt. The most important thing for me is I'm alive, and so I celebrate that. Yeah, I thank the Creator for life. And then strength and health. And then after that, wherever the spirit leads, I go, So that's why I'm here today. The spirit has led me here. And it has...
Some people might say it's extreme. You become a radical. How would you defend that?
Well, they could say what they want. That's their choice. That's their freedom. But for me, I can tell you, if they experience... In fact, they've said that I'm cuckoo.
They said cuckoo.
Of course, there's been non fu. And I laugh so much, because if what I'm experiencing is madness, I should have gone mad
long time ago.
So Matt, the energy within me is just so it's radiant, man. As you can see, I just enjoy.
You're full of life.
Oh, Matt, trust me, the energy is just unbelievable. And if for people, then that's an extreme, then that's for them.
That's for them.
Yeah, that's for them, but I know it's not. If everybody, Matt, were to do what and get to know themselves, okay? Because, Matt, I cannot save Dominica. I can't save the world. Then that's when I'll be cuckoo, because then I would think Jerry Brisbane can save the world. But I am very comfortable with the fact that what I do and the way I live my life, every day I try not to add to the destruction of the world. And can you imagine, Matt, if the world and everybody in the world was to take that sort of a philosophy or mentality, how much different the world would be? A major difference.
You have no enemies?
Oh, none. Absolutely none, Matt. I'm telling you. Oh, I can't say none, because 0 is perfection, 100 is perfection. I don't believe in that. But very, very little. Yeah, very, very. Because why should I have enemies, man? If I have enemies, what does that do? It puts my spirit in bondage and imprisonment. And why would I allow somebody to do that to me? Because I'm the one suffering. I'm hating people. Why would I want to hate somebody or have a difficulty with anybody? Then, obviously, I'll be a hypocrite based on what I just said. I have no enemies at all. Very little. if any. I can't think of them. But, you know, in life, nothing's perfect. There's always something, you know. So basically, for me, Matt, I can tell you that the Spirit has led me here. It started about a month ago when my daughter and the other youth who were involved, as you know, started this thing about the Debosh, because that came up.
Yes.
And again, I would have been a hypocrite, Matt, if, you know, my daughter would say to me, "Well, Daddy, you know, you were there before, you ran campaigns." Because remember, Matt, in the past, I ran campaigns. And interestingly enough, the first campaign that I got involved with was Debosh. So it's come full circle. And I got involved with Afi Mate and stuff, and, you know, at that time. And then after that, I did a campaign, as you know, with the oil refinery and these kind of things, where there was an attempt to bring in, or discussion about bringing an oil refinery into Dominica. To put at Layu, I think it was, and so on. So Trevor Burton and myself got together, and we ran a campaign, educational, because we believe education and knowledge is power. That is why we're doing a very similar thing, along with other things. And we brought in Dr. Varville from England, again, qualified, very qualified person, and independent. Similarly, why we brought in Simon, geologist, and other people who are independent people. Simon, for instance, has 30 years of experience, and he is a leader professor, from what I know, at UWI in Jamaica. What better person you could bring to come to share information and to gather information?
As a matter of fact, I heard the Prime Minister saying what geologist? What can he share?
Well, you know, again, Matt, I mean, everybody has their freedom to say what they want. But the bottom line is facts are facts, and facts are stubborn things. And a lot of people, sometimes people can't face the facts. And so the geologist we brought in, I can tell you, Matt, is, I think, the best we could have got. This guy was so humble, so simple, so qualified. So being a professor, I mean, working with this guy in the field for 4 days, I enjoy the most. And this is what this thing has done for me. It has brought even more joy, more, you know, it's solidified my belief in you know, the spirituality and everything else, and the bondage with nature and everything else. You know, the unity with nature, because we are both one. You know, so working with him in the field was a great experience. And being a professor, this guy was just so willing to teach, you know, and to show stuff. I mean, what I learned in such a short time was...
In 4 days?
4 days, yeah. We were up at Debosh constantly, and in the river and along the roads, we went to, Crapo Hall, the quarry there, and stuff. And then he went to the quarries on the west coast, Anse de May. And Matt, we couldn't get this guy to stop. I tried to get this guy to take a break and enjoy Dominica. And all he wanted to do was just work and get the information, whatever else, you know. And I mean, a real beautiful soul. And I had to tell my daughter, I said, listen, you know, he's doing this pretty much out of his pocket in a way, because he charges very little to do it. And I said to her, you know, like, it didn't make sense to me, because, you know, I'm accustomed with, you know, interacting with people. So, and she said, Daddy, listen, in my space, in my field, the ecology, the environmental space, it's like one big family. And so people will jump on a plane or do whatever it is to come to help, to come to assist, whatever it is. Sometimes at their own cost.
So money's not always a fact.
And that is what impressed me so much, is that money. Look, I kept telling this guy, for instance, Matt Weiss is there to give us his account so we could compensate him. He was here, last week, I think, early last week, or time again is right. And he only just sent it today after he's gone back. And he paid for his own flight, his own everything else. All he said when he got here is just put him up somewhere, simple, give him food. And Matt, these things kind of
moved you a bit.
Yeah. These things remind me of what life really should be, and what it was when I was growing up to and stuff, and what we've lost. So it just reemphasizes that key aspect of life, and the beautiful part of life and humanity. That, as I said, this balance is just, it's just not there. We're in such a state of imbalance that we need to.
You may be right, Jerry, because for many, the motivator there is money, and it was not about that.
No, just at no time. That's just absolutely no time. This man was just so simple, which is the way I try to live my life right now. And each day I try to do more and more, simplify it even more and more and more, because this material stuff, I mean, look, I have been in it, Matt, so I am talking from experience. I could have grown Brizimat 3 times the size it was. I had the opportunity to do that, but I chose not to. I chose to go the other way, because for me it made no sense. All this materialism, this money, everything else, what was it worth you in the end? You've seen people. There are many examples of this, not just me.
Mm-hmm.
One that comes to mind is this guy Steve Jobs, when he was in his death.
Yes.
What he said. Yeah. So there are many other people like that. But fortunate for me, that's what I would say, is I didn't have to wait for some disaster to happen in my life. Thank God I was able to make that decision before that, and not have now to be trying to undo stuff, that has already been done, which either it would have been too late or late. Some, disease or stroke or whatever else, or heart attack or some other disaster. So I have been very, very fortunate and blessed in that respect.
Jerry, what are some of the lessons you learned from Debouche? I mean, we started connecting. I mean, we always connected, but in terms of the Debouche saga, we started talking a little more. Because what did you learn from Debouche? What are the lessons from there for Dominica?
Well, Matt, I could start off by saying, based on the information that we've gathered, we have an opportunity to save Debouche. Save Debouche, from disaster, because it is going to be a disaster of a proportion, I believe, that Dominica has not seen, in the past, in terms of a natural disaster. So my focus here today is for Debouche. I am not against anything, airport or whatever.
And development. No. You're not anti-development.
But we have to recognize, Matt, that development at any cost is not progress. It is actually regress. Yeah. So development cannot come and should not come at any cost. And like has been said, there needs to be a balance. And I believe that there is the opportunity for balance in the Debouche situation, based on what we have learned, based on what we have been told. Now, there may be other things, if you want to say, that we have not been told. But, Matt, there has been a talk about, by the leadership of the country, that everybody's talking, but nobody is offering solutions. But how can you offer a solution in a vacuum? That's impossible. Without knowing and having information as to what is to be done, how are we going to offer a solution? If I don't know you have cancer, I can't tell you what to do or what options you have. So that is why we took the decision to bring people in to educate us and to guide us. Yeah, the experts. And that's how we operate. Even how we operated with previous campaigns. Is before you go out there just talking, because again, Matt, a lot of people love to talk. Yeah, talking is necessary, like I'm doing now, but it is being backed up with action. So we have not just been talking, we have done stuff. We've spent money in many aspects to get the experts in, to do other things. And we'll talk about those other things, and there's more to come. So there's a lot of work being done. and there are a lot of people involved. This thing is just, I mean, the energy is just unbelievable. People just coming
So
on
the
board.
campaign is not over.
Oh no, it's just beginning, because it's not only a campaign for Debosh. Debosh, I think, is the unifying element. The idea is to launch that campaign, which we did, and we'll talk about it a little more later, in Baranaute, which for me was a very spiritual occasion, and a very spiritual place. I encourage Dominicans and anybody listening who have come to Dominican and not gone to the Baranaute to go there, and also to take the time to go around, do the tour, but also to sit and to listen to all the songs of nature, the whole works, the whole energy is unbelievable, Matt. So we are setting the foundation, and that foundation we intend to build on, and for it to manifest into many things in the future. So in a sense, Matt, my outlook on life is such that I don't look at the negatives of things that happen. I just look for the positives in every single thing. So for me, Debosh, there's many positives in what's going on at Debosh right now, for us to learn from and for us to use now for the future. And that's how I look at life.
So no. The Prime Minister said he's gathering more information. So he has halted the project for the time being, although some people say there's still some activity taking place there. So you want a complete halt, just stop it altogether?
Well, that's our plan. That's what we think should be done. I mean, I can't, who am I to tell the Prime Minister what to do, or the leadership what to do? But, that's what we're about. We're about trying to have the destruction of Debosh halted. That's the bottom line. Because, again, as I said, we can offer options. And any strong, courageous leadership, I think, will take on.
Will listen.
Will listen, yes. Other than that, I believe they will be weak leaders. That's my view, because there are options. And if it is that we can save Debosh, actually even turn the damage that has been done already, because there's some damage, into positive, which there can be, and we can talk about that. We talk about that later down. Then why not? Unless if there's another motive that we're not aware of, and so that's why I want to go through shortly the chronology of events or things that were said, so I can expand a bit on them, and then show how, even with all that information, what the option could be, and what we can do instead, and hopefully, save Debosh, and at the same time, they can still continue their airport and whatever else they choose to do.
But the Prime Minister did say, and he said he spoke to his engineers experts. He says, I'm sure he spoke to the geologists. He said the area in Debosh would provide the best soil type in terms of the density. What did you learn from the geologists?
Okay, Matt. So let's not preempt. Let me go through the events that took place.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So that people get full understanding of the time, sort of the time of the events, or different activities. Now, I don't have the dates because, again, as I said, time is of value to me. So, Matt, we know for a fact that Debosh was not considered in the beginning as an option. That we know for a fact. Now, I'm stating facts, and that has been clearly established. Okay? The geologists, the ecologists, the environmentalists,
the soil scientists,
all of them said whatever. And so, Matt, I'm a little jealous of all these gist and lists and everything, right? I'm not no gistologist, but for today, I'm going to be what I call a common sensologist. Okay. So I'm one of the listogists. my father always told us, Mark. This is one thing I remember from him. Is common sense, a good dose of common sense can get you far in life. And I've applied that because unfortunately, I can't say unfortunately, but because it's fortunate, I didn't continue my education. I was about to go to university when I made the choice to come to Dominica. So I don't have any of this. And I'm not bashing the list or gist. They're very important, don't get me wrong. But I don't have that. I didn't get the time. I sacrificed my schooling to come back for family reasons. But Matt, I have absolutely no regrets in doing that because what I learned through that experience, no school, no book could have ever taught me. Could have ever taught me, right? So for the purpose of our discussions, though, I will give myself a little pat on the back and say I'm a common sensologist.
Okay,
Matt. So
let's take it
we're going to apply common sense and some sense to what's going on. So we know that for a fact that Devash was not in the
an option
considered. It became an option. We were then told, Matt, by right on your show here. I had heard it myself. I do listen from time to time. When I have the time, I don't spend much time doing that because I'm so occupied. But we were told by Mr. Clarence Christian, I don't know if you remember that, when he called into your show. And he said that the reason that they had to go to Debash was because Edison James filed an injunction. And the quarry was stopped. Okay? He even said that if we, I guess the people, don't want to continue Debash, then we could get this injunction lifted or whatever, and they could continue at Crapo Hall and whatever it was. Well, again, fact, we have seen or we know that that's not the case.
No.
Edison James did not get the quarry stopped. What the court did was it put timelines.
Right.
So 6 o'clock is, I think, what the
cut of time.
Now, matter to tell you, we visited Crapo Hall physically, and we looked at stuff there with the geologists, so we'll also come to that. So after that, so I'm just giving you the sort of timeline. If I forget anything, I guess the callers may want to bring that in, but please, what I want to ask the callers when we do take some calls is just as I have established that we are doing things out of respect, so that we don't want to disrespect anybody. And so if they would do it in that light, the spirit of respect. So then we were told by Mr. Josiah Benoit, I don't know if you know him.
I know very well,
I think he is said to be the environmental engineer. He's an environment. That's what he said. I attended one of the meetings. I didn't last long in it because my spirit was just, it couldn't stomach what was going on at the time. So I try not to subject my spirit to these kind of things. And so we were told that because of the time limit, 6 p.m., it was holding back the operation at the airports. So they decided to go to Debash. It was further stated to Matt that the airport needed different rock densities. And the density of the strength of the rock at Debash was the best. Okay? So that is what we're told. Right? That I can tell you, Matt, has been disputed. Again, has been...
if you will dismissed?
Dismissed. Yeah. Because the geologist clearly said, and he's doing further tests right now. He brought samples out with him to Jamaica, and he will send us a report. But even in his initial, because of his experience, everything, and what we saw, and Matt, I can tell you, I never broke so much rock in my life. Actually, we broke what? The first hammer, we broke it because we were breaking rock to obviously, so he could see, and he had his little sort of magnifying glass that he could check for all the minerals and what he called pyrite or whatever, in there to determine. But basically, just in summary, so, we don't need to give all the details. The rock at Debash is very similar to Crapo Hall. So there's no real difference. In essence, though, even he went on to even say, well, because Debash apparently, and that's knowledge again for me, that the Dave Wash area is one of the oldest areas in Dominica. And because of that, the rock has been weathered even further. And in the weathering process, different minerals are formed. And so there's a higher level of variability in the rock at Dave Wash, is what he said. And actually, that's not what you want, because when you're doing cement or you're doing other things, the civil engineer who came on with the last program, where you had Kari and all of them on,
concrete expert, yes,
the concrete expert, she clearly brought that forth to say that it's not just density you need in rock. The minerals in the rock also are very important to know what they are, because the way they interact with the cement can either cause the cement to not be as strong or to crack. And pyrite is one of these minerals you don't really want. And that's very prevalent in the Wash area. So again, knowing all of that, Cropper Hall is...
His choice would have been Cropper Hall.
Yeah, I mean, Cropper Hall and even Ansley May. Ansley May is where he said also too, the rock there is suitable in terms of, comparison. Now, he does not know exactly what they use in the rock for. But neither do we need to know that in the discussion we're having here now, because they're saying that they are looking for the rock with a higher density. That's what they're saying. And we are saying, based on that statement, that then Cropper Hall is fine. Even Ansley May is fine. In fact, they are, in a sense, better than Dave Wash. Now, we don't know if there's other reasons to go to Dave Wash. But the other point, too, that he brought up was of Dave Wash is the tremendous cost that's going to be, because that's another thing they also said. They said that the reason to go to Dave Wash was because of cost, less cost. But how are they measuring that cost? Is that just in distance? Or are they also including the cost of the environment and the environmental damage? Or the cost also, Matt, of moving, because they've got, based on his assessment, they will have to go down between 1,000 to 2,000 feet in the Dave Wash area to mine.
To get what they're looking for.
And to get what they're looking for. And what are you going to do with that material? Where are you going to put? And remember, we're talking of 160 acres, probably, approximately. They had first said it was 80 acres. But the ecologists, my daughter Gary and others, have clearly shown, I think you've seen the videos, that it's more likely to be 160 acres. And then who knows after that? Who knows after that? If they continue based on what they find. Because remember, Matt, we're talking also in that area, it's the epicenter for copper and gold. And that's another topic of discussion we'll get into a little bit, because we don't know what it is they're after fully. So what it is are they going to do with all? Because that was even Moy's concern. Where are they going to put these tons and tons of material? And the cost of moving that. And you're talking, which Dave said, 2 years is what they're planning to do in terms of the mining there. Okay? And we can already see, Matt, even in the few months that they have been there, the sort of problems and damage and whatever else, or even the control of even the wastewater and all these things into the river and what's causing in terms of, as the ecologist said, my daughter and Gary, who have gone into that river and everything else. So you're talking about major, major, major damage and controls, which, we don't seem to have any information on. We're still in the doldrums with that. We really don't know what they plan to do with all that material and how they plan to control different things. So that's, again, another issue that, we can, if you want to say, dismiss in terms of the cost and so on, because no doubt the cost is going to be so huge, Matt, that I really don't see how this could be less cost than if you were to say use some other site which they already have, been quarrying and mining. So the other thing, Matt, is that we also learned from somebody in the belly of the administration is that the Chinese, I think it's CR5 is the name of the company. Remember, you have MMC, who, from what I understand, is the main contractor, and the Chinese are the subcontractors. And so the Chinese were to go there. That's what we've been told. Okay, that's what we've been told. They were to go there to only set up a crushing plant and not to do quarrying. But they went ahead and did further work. That's what we've been told. Now, how true that is, I don't know. Okay, but if that really was the case, then that even gives more strength to what it is that we are going to propose, and we're proposing, in that it really makes no sense in any aspect to put just a quarry there. You could have, instead of going to Dewash just to put not a quarry and a crushing plant, which is what they said, then you could, instead of moved or put another crushing plant either at Crapo Hall, because the geologist said that based on what we saw, there's still a significant amount of material available there. Right? And you should maybe, and Dominicans should, if they want, take some time to go to Crapo Hall. The reason why Crapo Hall is not in, if you want to say, the media, and people are up in arms with it because there's a major excavation going on inside of there, and a mine and quarry, is because it's out of sight. It's not in people's, you have to go out of the way. But the geologist said clearly that there's sufficient material still left there. So we are proposing then, instead of going to Dewash and destroy Dewash, why not put another crushing plant, if you want, up at Crapo Hall? Because there's a time limitation, so they said that's limiting the amount of material they can get out. Put another crushing plant there, speed up the process, because whilst we're there, Matt, there wasn't much activity, a lot of activity, so about only 2 trucks taking rock, because I guess that's the volume that the crushing plant can absorb at the time. Even if you were to bring more, it still couldn't crush. So speed up the process, put another crushing plant in the area, because there's sufficient land there now that you can put based on the clearings they've done. Or then why not put another crushing plant at Londonderry, where they've already messed up already with all this soil, and there's sufficient land there to do it. Or as the geologist is saying, why not? Because you're surprised, why didn't they put or have a crushing plant on the airport site? Take the material from Crapo Hall or Ansdimi, bring it to that crushing plant, and matter solved.
Do you think there?
Yeah. Rather than taking, if it really is a crushing plant they were going to put at Dewash, you're now moving material, right, from Crapo Hall, because it's just a crushing plant. Remember, that's what we were told. Let's see if that's true. So you're not going to mine for rocks. You're just going to put a crushing plant. So you're now taking rock from Crapo Hall to bring to Dewash to crush, which is a further distance, and then to carry it back to the airport. It absolutely makes no sense, man. That's what I'm saying.
1 and 1 doesn't make 2.
No, common sense, man. Common sense. It just doesn't make sense.
We're gonna get a quick break, and we'll come back, John, because stick around.
Unwrap the magic of Christmas with beef. Buy $15 in any beef product for your chance to win a $1,500 Do It Center shopping spree. To enter, just write your name and contact number on the back of your receipt and drop it in entry boxes provided, or WhatsApp a photo of your receipt and contact number to 616-8810. But hurry, entries close on December 19th. Unwrap the magic of Christmas with beef for a happy, healthy home. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
If you know your favorite store, dial it now. 612-1253. That's Mega Deals. You can rely on Mega for some real deals on name brand clothing and electronics. High quality, low price. We are a wholesale and retail store located in Calabishi, right on the main road. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram at Mega Deals Dominica. Like our page. Check out our stuff. Call us. Visit us. Would appreciate that. Come try it on. Love it. Buy it. Mega Deals. Your one and only online and brick and mortar store. Mega Deals is also on wheels. We make it convenient for your shopping. We deliver straight to your door. Email us at info@megadealsda.com. Rely on Mega Deals for some real deals.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood out. Till you fly out and all your business running out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
When the storms are rising in my heart.
Creole Habit in collaboration with Title Partners TBS Radio began to Financial Express, the Dominican Office Commission, Going Global Entertainment, and the Sandman present the 2025 Dominican Music Awards, Saturday, January 3rd, 2026 at the Intercontinental Hotel. 6 p.m. The Royal Red Carpet entrance. Other partners include the Sandman Canislips Artist of the Year, Texia New Artist of the Year, ACS New India Assurance, Calypso Artist of the Year, Nature Island Press Production, Gospel Artist of the Year, Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited, Band of the Year, Do It Center Social Media Influencer of the Year, the Republic Bank Photographer of the Year, KFC, Junior Male and Female Artist of the Year, Courts, Male Artist of the Year, Bob and Sarah, Songwriter of the Year, Rainbow Hill Villa, Zuko Artist of the Year, Joshua Francis, Album of the Year. Platinum partners include Q95 FM, NCCU, Fine Foods, and more. Other partners include TNO, WTV and Dublin, Telnaji Sports Shop, Variety News Group, Multi-Solution Inc., and more. The 2025 Dominican Music Awards, January 3, 2026, Intercontinental Hotel.
What you're looking for is the best price. What you're looking for is
Best price. Everything is nice. And oh, you will love the price. Convenient and easy. Make shopping breezy.
The luxury of everything in one supermarket located on the riverbank with parking. Best Price open daily all week with home store, decor for every room, pharmacy for all prescriptions and over-the-counter medication, supermarket for all your grocery items, fresh produce and frozen.
What you're looking for is all at Best Price.
you're looking for is the value rival.
Now, to tell the truth, I expect these agencies to do what they have to do and call on the government to put a total halt to that project.
You say a total halt?
Yes, because, this project has started on a bad footing from the start. The important thing about doing projects like this is that all the studies, all the background work has to be done first before the project starts. Because once it starts, then you have a...
Oh, Lord, thank you.
Jerry, say you wanted to make a point before you take some calls here because time is
Matt,
of the essence.
the other key point I think that is important for us to understand and to make is we hear all the time about restoration and rehabilitation, of the site. And Matt, nature is a beast. If you mess up with nature, and you mess with nature will mess
I heard the Prime Minister saying, we can restore the environment.
Restore, yes. What and make it even better than it was. What does better mean?
Can you replace a river?
No. And can you replace the soil or the ecosystem or the microbiome and everything of the of the area? I mean, come on. Nature, as I think Afi also said, it takes, I think, 100 years for 1 inch of soil or something like that. And the other thing is this, we don't have to go too far to look at how nature, is if you want to say, does its own stuff. Look at that area up at Springfield. The road that's sinking there
constantly.
Do you know why? Again, because they messed with nature. When they were building that road, they dumped a whole bunch of material into that area. That's where they were sending. And it was a water drainage system there, natural water drainage. And it created a problem, obviously. It changed the whole balance of nature there and whatever else it is. And Matt, look at how long that has been going on. Have they been able to restore it or even fix it? Up to now, they have not been able to do anything. It's still going on. Yeah. And will probably go on for many years to come because of the instability that has been caused and created there. So we really don't have to go too far to see what can happen when we mess with nature. Then you also have the Red Gully, which is high up when you drive in. Yeah. And they terraced all of that. But have you seen any trees growing on that, Matt? There's no trees growing on it. It's just a little foliage or whatever. It's going to take years and years before trees even establish on that. So, this thing about what you call rehabilitating and restoring. Yeah, it can be done. It all depends. Because I actually looked that up, Matt, and I will just read this quickly. Because again, all these things, for me is educational. And it says here, it would depend on many factors, such as the extent of the mining, the chemicals used to extract minerals, original conditions before mining, and the largest one thing, which I think is important, Matt, that generally prevents any restoration is the amount of money available for restoration work, which most often, I might listen to that, which most often is nil, zero. So a lot of times with these projects, there's no money put aside for the restoration work or other works that need to be done to rehabilitate the site. And even if there is, Matt, as we say, how are you going to dig 160 acres of land? And as has been said by one of the representatives for MMC and CR5, they're going to blow that mountain and that area to smithereens and take every piece of rock inside of there. How are you going to then restore or rehabilitate that area?
Who said
160.
that? Who said that?
Mr. Josiah Benoit, the representative for MMC and CR5.
They're going to blow it up.
They're going to blow the mountain to smithereens, Mark. I'm telling you, this is a fact. This is not hearsay. It's a fact. So it shows you what the intent of MMC and CR5 is with that area. And so after you've blown that mountain to smithereens and that area, 160 acres and who knows more, how you plan to restore it? Tell us, how do you plan to restore it? With what? Planting trees or just, I mean, come on. You've seen other quarry sites.
Mm-hmm.
You live by one, you go to Point Michel. You see any trees growing back on that area there?
Not on the exact site, no.
No. I mean, obviously they keep quarrying, although it has been dormant for a little while. But trees don't just grow back on stuff when you take out all the soil and everything else, you know? So it's a major project to try to restore. And it will never be the same. It could never be the same. And what is better? What do you mean by better? You know, it makes no sense. So, Matt, you know, for us, we will continue to do what we feel we can do as much as possible. I am devoting my entire time right now. I've given everything is on the back burner. I've had even gone to my escape, which is so important to my balance, you know. But again, we ask, where's the youth? You know, and we've been asking that all along. Where's the youth?
But Mr. Brisbane, that must be an expensive exercise, though. I mean, you have to bring all the experts, and people are asking you guys, you know, whether you need support. How do you bring in the experts on this one?
Well, Matt, you know, of course, there's a cost to everything, but I mean, I am really, really very impressed as I told you, to see that, as my daughter said, it's a family. People are just contributing.
People are reaching out.
Oh, they're reaching out in droves. I mean, we have resources and other things coming in. I wouldn't say we have all the resources required, right, but more and more people are reaching out. More and more we are reaching out to people, and people are saying, I'm on board. I will cover this course, or I will contribute this, or whatever it is. So
the bunch has become a family thing.
Well, I think it's a unifying force.
Yes, not your family, but everybody.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a unifying force. I think people, Debash for me, and that's why I'm on board. I think Debash in itself to also, Matt, just the layout of Debash, and let me explain that to you. For me, shows, nature is showing us how, as human beings, and I look to nature, Matt, a lot of times for answers, most times, because nature is a teacher. It shows us how we should be living our lives. And remember too, again, Matt, nature is us and we are nature. Without nature, we can't survive, and without us, nature can't survive. I mean, just in the fact of oxygen and carbon dioxide and everything else, but many other factors. But Debash, just the layout of Debash, is where you have, Matt, and I've been in there with Rabes. Remember, we did the White Kubil, and we hiked a lot. So when we were fed up of doing these trails over and over and everything, Rabes and I just used to literally throw ourselves into the forest. We had a GPS and we had tags. So we went where there were no trails. We just went into the forest and hiked. And then either worked our way back out, or we were able to get out through some other thing. So one of the things we did a lot was we went up the river courses. We hiked up river courses. And Debash was one of them, both of them. The one, if you're going to the airport, the one that's on the right, and the one that's on the left, which is on the side of the mine and the quarry. And Matt, when we went up in there, I can tell you, I didn't want to leave because, I mean, it was so spiritual. Everywhere I go in forest is spiritual to me, but this was a high level. And it's the one time I said that, you know, we boast Dominica as 365 rivers, right? That's a marketing thing. Obviously, we don't have 365 rivers. But that area convinced me we had 365 streams and water courses. Because up inside of there, you had so many distributors, the courses coming into the main river. And that's why I'm saying Debash for me is this unifying force, because it shows how there's so many things contributing into these two channels. That's why it's called Debash. And how these two channels now flow into a one main course. Yeah. So everything comes, everything unifies, and then builds now into one unified course with all this force and this energy and everything else. And so all of these things I don't think are by you know, what's the word I'm trying to get, but by mistake or by accident. Yeah. I think all of that is the spirits just constantly working and I'm doing this.
Let's take a phone call. Are you there? Sorry, caller. I know you were waiting there for a while. So please feel free to give us a call. We can take your phone calls. Again, 449-309-596 and 97. Hello, talk to me. Yeah, we're here with Mr. Jerry Brisbane. For today, I'm going to call him a environmentalist. Since what was it? Was it what you used, Jerry, earlier? Since
A common senseologist.
Good afternoon to you. How you doing? Yes.
Blessings, Mr. Pelkey. Jerry, blessings to you. Thanks for your effort. Thanks for your contribution. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your sacrifices through the years. I can imagine some people may have said, every time they meet, we have to shut Jerry Brisbane up. Blessings to your family. What's up, bro?
Blessings.
It's been a while. Matt, you can be extreme and balanced, you know.
Yeah.
Just do not find yourself on the wrong side of the scale. Because when you're doing what you're doing, other people perceptions that are describing you as being extreme. And you can be perfectly good or perfectly evil. That's for Jerry. Because immorality and error can take away your perfection. You can be perfectly good or perfectly evil. That's just one thing. Matt, if you ask a lot of intelligent people in Dominica, what is the U.S. national debt to China, to whether, in Japan or wherever they owe in, whoever they owe in, Matt, or maybe, whatever. They will tell you, Matt, it is $38 trillion, Matt. Matt, that is money we use one piece, Matt?
A little piece.
$38 trillion. Matt, we do not know what is Dominica debt to China. Matt and Jerry, rare earth minerals is the big thing right now. I mean, the U.S., why do you think they want Greenland and they want everywhere? Because China is dominant in supplying rare earth minerals into cell phone, smart cars, electric cars, and weapons and everything. Who is manipulating or dictating or imposing their will on the people of Dominica? We have not a government. We have a criminal enterprise ruling a country. Why the Chinese can maybe go contrary to what our forestry and environmentalists and all of them say? Or could it be some idiot, knowing how much we are indebted to China, can tell them, well, we'll just get an excuse. They're stupid people already. They have foul brains, and the Chinese just playing along, or the Chinese are imposing. What is it? Thank you.
All right, somebody's adding here. 10,000 people got generating 1,500 a month. It's 180 million a year on a 4.5 billion in 25 years. So just imagine what farmers, fishermen, masons, carpenters, and a productive citizen can do to the economy. So if not passport, then what? We have 60,000 people. I've seen from this morning. Mr. Scary does not want the best. And of course, he rambles on saying things that sounds good to people with ignorance, huh? But anyone who has a knowledge of the process knows he's talking too much garbage. But he does not care because our people chose to stay uninformed and did not read to understand. So a lot of people are out there ignorant and, of course, following the dictates. Knowledge is power. Yeah. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Yeah, greetings, brethren.
Greetings to you.
I'm happy there's a lot of people fighting for
Debauche.
For debauche, but we need individuals to raise up the energy. You see, like Andy Jolly, he speaks his mind, not disrespecting no one. He's calling it as it is. You know what I'm saying? And we have people, we have to start doing. That's why Andy Jolly's love. He speaks what he sees, speaks what he knows what's going on, without disrespecting no one or calling nobody, on false accusation. That's why I love him. Peace and blessing. I'm listening.
All right. Thank you very much. 449-309-596 and 97. Let's take a voice note, Jerry. You have a lot more calls coming in here this time. Hello, yes?
Matt, good afternoon to you and to Mr. Brisbane. I'm listening to the conversation, Matt, and it is sad. It is sad for all Dominicans, and I think even people who have visited Dominica, maybe on a business level or maybe just as a tourist, you know, this is a sad situation. And like the Prime Minister once said, Dominica is not a real country. And now you're beginning to think, was he right? Is he right saying that? And I think he is. Because in any real country, the people would have noticed and understand what is going on and would stand up, not allowing things to get to where it is right now. But my people, my fellow Dominicans, are too busy trying to survive. That the things that really matter, they don't care about. They will fight each other over political colors. But the things that matter, they have nothing to say about that. In a real country, the mere fact that Wesley is destroyed, the mere fact that you now have people leaving the Marigot area and now going to Des Bois, the passport situation, this would be enough. I mean, Skerrit has done a lot of things in Dominica to get him out of government. But for whatever reason, he continues to steal the election, and that's all he can do to stay in power. But I think even the people who supported him, if you have any ounce of decency, any ounce of being proud to be Dominican, you would tell yourself, I'm waiting for the next election. Because enough is enough. In any other country, Dominica was devastated by Hurricane Maria. And everybody is speaking of climate change. And the way we get hurricanes now and earthquakes and all of that. And you were telling me you sell your country as the nature island of the Caribbean. And this is what you're prepared to do in the name of development. Develop your people and allow your people to develop the country. Create jobs, build factories, create high-paying jobs for the people you send overseas to study. This is what you call development. And in turn, they will turn around and develop their own country.
Now, Jerry, she mentioned the word development. And we've heard that from the Prime Minister, the whole world heard that. There's a group of people who seem anti-development and anti-progress. So the pushback happening here is a group of persons who don't seem to want development, i.e. international airport. How do you respond to that, Mr. Brisbane?
Yeah, but Matt, I dealt with that early on. As I said, development at any cost is not progress. It's regress. So yes, development is necessary. I mean, the whole world. But it needs to be in harmony and balance with the environment and everything else. And if on the one hand we are building, let's say, an airport, why are we building that airport? It's obviously to have better access, I would hope. Mm-hmm. I don't know the intent. Could be other intentions, we don't know. But one of the main things that countries build airports for, or bigger airports for better access.
Better trade.
Trade and what? Tourism, everything else. So the same thing that you're bringing people into Dominica, because the young lady or the lady here said it's nature island of the Caribbean. No, I keep hearing them say nature island of the world. So you're promoting Dominica as a nature island of the world. And along the main road that the tourists are coming in for the airport, they're seeing this big disaster of the product that you're trying to sell. What do you believe, Matt, the response would be?
Negative.
Of course, it's going to be negative. They say you're a joke. That's what they're going to say. It's hypocrisy. Yeah. And it's already happening already. That's the whole point. There are people, the taxi drivers, ask them. People are coming in. They're driving them along the road. And they're asking them, what the hell is going on here? And that's why I said you don't hear much of a big opera of crap or horn, because they're out of sight, out of mind, as the saying goes, out of sight, out of mind. But this one is in sight, and this one is in mind, because again, it's just so glaring and so in your face. You can't miss it.
I want to connect two statements you made earlier, Jerry, and many years ago you were on the radio, and because of all the constant pressure on this government, of course, there was a lot of pushback. There are ministers who said, and you're not in business anymore, and we raised the hands about that. There's one minister who said, let's boycott Jerry Brisbane. It's giving government too much pressure. No, there's nothing to boycott right now. So, Jerry, you'll get pushback from those who are, quote unquote, in office.
But Matt, of course, I mean, listen to me. As I've said, and to many people,
yes,
I would much rather be spiritually alive and physically dead than physically alive and spiritually dead. What would be the purpose of life?
You fear nothing.
Of course not. Because there will be no purpose to life. I'd be like a walking zombie, like so many people in Dominica and so many in the world. They're walking zombies. That fear factor is such a controlling factor, man, that people are just in prison and in bondage. And I feel pity for people like that, because I know the type of situation they're in and what they're feeling. It's not a life I would ever want to go back to. I in a sense, lived some of it before I came out, and that's why when I came onto the program, when I did the program long ago, the first thing I said to you was, it was like a cancer eating my belly. It was just, I couldn't take it anymore, and man, that's not, I'm telling you, that's not an area I'm going to go back to. You can never say never. I've learned that. It's highly unlikely I will go back to that condition and that situation. Is not a life I would ever want to live again. And as I said, I feel so pitiful and sorry for people who are in that.
And you're doing this for Dominica?
Purely for Dominica, man. I wouldn't even say Dominicans. Although I know they'll benefit. This is purely for my love of this country. Because, man, I have no desire. I don't even travel anymore. I don't want to travel anymore.
I noticed that.
Yeah. And I wouldn't divulge some private stuff, but I've actually given up certain things that I can't even travel again because I don't have the documentation. So that's how serious I am. Yeah. This is a country I am going to live in. I'm going to die. And actually, for people who don't know, I was born in. Right? So I have no desire to go anywhere else. I am so contented in this country because Dominica, for me, is life. And earlier on this morning, Matthew, you I think Afi was on.
Mm-hmm.
And you asked the question, either is an Afi or just your program. If not CBI, what? And Matt, you know what I want to tell you on Dominicans? Because this place is so rich, we just don't even understand how rich we are.
Rich with resources.
But if not CBI, wellness. Wellness. And that is an industry, not only for the outsiders, and that's the other point I want to make, for ourselves, because a nation that is unwell is destined to fail. And that's why we are failing. And we talk wellness, Matt, we talk wellness about body, mind, and spirit. Yeah, that balance. So people are so stressed, they're so sick. Yeah, because of what? Physically, mentally, and otherwise. Yeah. That they can't be as productive. They're not in balance.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, it's also an additional cost to the authorities and to the system. Because then we have to be treating people like crazy with all kind of stuff in the hospital and so on, which again, but let me say this, I am fully a believer in natural healing. I have not taken a Western medical pill, not even a paracetamol, for over 35 years. I have treated myself with whatever illness that I've had, which I've had, with all natural herbs and healing. So Dominica, and that's why I live in Dominica, because it affords me that quality of life. So when I hear people talking about going to the States for medical purposes and so on, Western medicine for me, Matt, is purely trauma and diagnosis. That's all it is. When it comes to the medicines and the toxins, that does not go into my body, period. And I can show you enough evidence. I have firsthand, and I also have in just people I have recommended to herbalists here. And one of the key ones I work with is a guy called Deja. Fantastic, passionate Dominican, young guy with great experience and knowledge and results. And there's several others. Yeah. And that is the industry, Matt, that I see that can take Dominica to a place where we've never been before.
Wellness.
Because the whole world is so unwell. Yeah. And in need of help. And Dominica can be that place. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind.
Let's take a few phone calls. Hello, talk to me. Yes? Oh, sorry about that. We've got to go.
When my heart broke inside, he said,
Hello, talk to me. Yes? Yes.
Good afternoon to you and to Mr. Brisbane.
Good afternoon to you.
And of course to your listeners at home and abroad. I want to commend Mr. Brisbane, and to say that he has played his part in Dominica's development in terms of business, employment, paying taxes, right to speak and to educate people on areas that he's knowledgeable about, and they're not quite well. You asked me the question a while ago about the pushback. Well, I mean, in a country, discussion is key. And one of the biggest problems we have a government that was elected by the people, and the role of government is to look after the people and to be you govern in the best interest of the citizens. There are those who will support you, and there are those who will not support you, and all have to be respected and be represented properly. And if you are sitting with people and having, conversation, then things will move smoothly. Now, if people wait and speculate on matters, then speculation can get out of hand. So this government, from existence, have been what you call a secretive government. Everything they do it only among themselves, and they're very disorderly. I remember the issue about appointing the president, also when Indian Williams was president, then there was some discussion about the process. And so Brian Allen called and made a point and tried to assist the process. And then, a person who have been Attorney General, who have served this country as a Minister of Government, who have been a judge and so forth in the Eastern Caribbean, also a visiting judge in Belize, the then Austria Minister tell him, go in your toilet and hide and stay there. I mean, they lack the capacity to have an engagement, a discussion. And when the minister said to boycott Jerry's Brisbane places, only with his or her salt that will attack a business at creating jobs, creating and paying taxes, serving the public and so forth. I mean, you disagree with people, yes. And what you do when people raise issue, your duty as a minister is to come forward and explain or engage. I remember you had this thing on DBS, talking point, and then you had talking point response. And ministers and managers of utility companies and businesses came on the air and cleared the air and so forth. We have gotten so ignorant since this government has came into office, and that's where the country is heading. And I want to say that the people of Dominica have to make up their mind that whether they want to be like a country just sail in with no direction and lies and attacks on people who raise their voice on issues affecting them and our country. So, Mr. Brisbane, I wish you well. I wish your family well. Thank you so much for the work you have done and you continue to do for Dominica. And all those who are working in the Institute of Dominica, then I want to wish them well and say Merry Christmas to all of them and all the best for the coming New Year 2026. God bless you all. Thanks.
I will strengthen you, yeah. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Lift me up, Jesus. Hold me up. You have my comfort. How that will be day. and my eyes grow true, and my days are through. I'll be just a love round teardropping to you. You've been free through all from the slave. You never will slave through of no. You full of for you said, you're not for I'm with you. I am your God. Hallelujah. Yeah. When the night falls cold and the shadows come around, I hear the voice of my Father saying, child, don't you frown.
All right, of course, we listen to some good gospel blues, huh? God holds my hand. I will not fear. On the telephone, good afternoon to you. Uh-oh, sorry.
Your soul I will not forsake. You won't forsake.
Hello, yes.
Yeah, good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, my brother.
Yeah, good afternoon, Brother Jerry.
Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, man. I'm enjoying. Let me congratulate you for choosing nature, you know. It's very few of us, you know, make that choice. From comforter to solutionist to healer, the whole nine, you know. She's it. And I really want to thank you for thinking that, because in Dominica, man, we can be a lot healthier if we just embrace nature, you know, a lot healthier. It's a lot less money. That's one of the ways we can even become more developed, by cutting our health bill, you know. But it's the consciousness. But I applaud you for doing that here this afternoon and doing that. But Jerry, I want to touch the issue of the fear issue. The fear issue. You see the fear issue? The fear issue is an economic fear, you know. It's a different kind of fear. It's a different kind of fear, you know. It's an economic fear, and so that kind of fear is even more deadly than that fear of life and all those things. It's that daily living. That is why this thing is so detrimental on the people. So it's not like they don't want to. I think the people are ready. It's just a matter of, and I'm glad that people like you are standing up as citizenry, because it's good citizens we need to stand up, Jerry. That's what's missing. We still have good citizens. You show you as a good citizen, not as a politician, as a good citizen. As a good citizen, I applaud that, and so it can be example for others to follow, you know. And this society is a society that looks up to a certain segment of the society, and it's good when, you know, elements from different segments of the society rise up in these times in the country. So I want to thank you, brother, for all that you do and for this stance, because I like you think Dave Wash is the beginning of the iceberg, straight up.
Bless. What's that?
Yeah, Matt, no, what I want to say is this, that even if I was not in the forefront or in the campaign, on the light, you know, like for many years, I have been doing a lot of work to set a platform for the wellness area. I wouldn't discuss it much at this time, but so I have been working. And not only that, I have still been sharing a lot with people on the ground. Everybody I meet, I share. So we don't necessarily have to be in the public arena all the time to set a foundation or to share information. You know, obviously the public sphere and space will get it out. You know, it's interesting, but I laugh because when I did my campaigns before, and when we did our campaigns, you know, we printed flyers. We had to do all these thousands of flyers. And we had to pay people to hand out flyers and all these different things. Now with the push of a little knob, you
social media,
you reach 80,000, 100,000 people
in a minute,
in a second, in a minute, in a millisecond. So it's a different learning experience. I'm enjoying it.
Different time, yeah.
Different time, different time.
Let's take a phone call. Are you there? Yes.
Yes, Matt. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to your guest.
Good afternoon. Yes.
But I came in at 2:00 and I'm hearing this voice. I realize it's Mr. Brisbane, but it's the same voice I've been hearing before he traveled. There's not a brother who passed?
Yes, his brother Jeffrey passed. Jeffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey, I mistake.
Yes.
This one is the one in the supermarket?
Yeah, Brisbane. That's the one.
Yes. Okay, but I have the same voice I'm hearing.
All right.
Wow.
No, somebody said, man, I miss the lights of Brisbane. That used to be a spectacle at Christmas. I miss the ice cream. There are things people miss about Brisbane, Cherry. Will we see that coming back sometime? Maybe we're not under your watch?
I'll be honest with you.
Yes.
I didn't realize, and I'm not taking credit for anything because I don't need credit, but I didn't realize how impactful Brisbane was on a lot of young people. Because today I go into the banks, I go into different places where, you have kids now, individuals in their 20s or whatever. So Brisbane for them was their playground as little children. And I mean, the feedback is just tremendous. And a lot of people just ask me, well, are you going to bring back Brisbane? Are you going to do this? And I say to them,
no.
I can't say never, man. But I can say it's highly unlikely that I would ever end back up in that space.
Maybe your children can do it.
No, I do. I hope not. Well, I'll tell you why, man. I have never told my children what to do. They chose their own careers, everything. I supported them in everything that they done on their own because, as I've said to my kids, and more so because I experienced it. Right, I did something for over 45 years that I never loved one day of.
Okay.
But having said that, though, Matt, I am a person. I adjust and I adapt to survive. And that's what we need to do as human beings. So I've done that. So, but at the same time, too, I told my kids the most important thing that whenever they choose a career, it's for the love of it. Money is important, yes. Because that's the means of exchange. That's really what it is. If there was some other form of exchange, like in the past, we had, what they call barter.
Yeah.
Right? Where people grew food, somebody fished one. So people exchanged. That was, in a sense, the bigger part of the exchange form. But really the love of it is the most important love of it. And so my daughter, who is an ecologist, I have another daughter who has done alternate medicine and stuff, Ayurvedic science and stuff like that. And I always encourage my kids to come back to Dominica to contribute. And so two of them are back out of the free and they're here. Though I have sort of disagreements with them being here at this time because I feel they could, given the climate, they could maybe assist Dominica better if they were outside and working with organizations that could help.
They choose to be here.
They choose to be here. So what am I going to tell them? When I tell them that I'm not going anywhere else, I'm going to tell them leave. So they're here. And so I support them and I give them my full support. And especially in this case, Janelle, who is the ecologist and stuff, man, I can tell you, I mean, people
She's
said...
passionate about it.
Well, that's what I'm going to tell you. In the past, I was very passionate about stuff and stubborn to some degree, and people said, boy, But I think my daughter is a bit worse.
She's very passionate.
Very, very passionate. And that's what is also a key factor, Matt, in anything we do, is that passion and that love. But it still needs to be tempered. It still needs to be balanced. So that's where I'm trying to come in and play a part to help her. And even Gary, the guy who is the Kalinago guy, I mean, Matt, I've met so many individuals like Gary who, again, love the country, are passionate about the country, and want to just be here and to do things for the country.
They're trained and professional. They could be everywhere else.
They can
Anywhere else.
Anywhere else, man. Doing a lot better financially for themselves. But yeah, that's one aspect. But as my daughter said, but Daddy, yeah, as you said, money is not everything. And do it for the love of it. So she's here. So I give them the support. And I intend to give them my full support in all ways possible. Yeah, always.
All right, let's take another phone call. We're coming to the end of our program here this afternoon. Hello, yes?
Good afternoon, my brethren. How you doing?
All right,
You and Mr. Brisbane.
Afternoon,
Good afternoon, Mr. Brisbane.
Good afternoon.
I will be quick. I just want to stay on point and stay on subject. Mr. Brisbane, thank you for bringing the spiritual aspect of this whole thing. The natural beauty and the element that you talked about earlier on the environment and the spiritual vibes that it brings. I want to say thanks for bringing that subject to matter to fight the kind of wickedness in high and low places that we're dealing with. But I want to know, my brother, where does this thing go forward from where you at now? Are we waiting on results, or this movement is going to build and build? Because I would say to every listening ear on Matt Show, it is on Facebook or wherever, whether you are a child of Dominica, you come from St. Joe like myself, or you come from Rose or Dave Wash, Marigot, it doesn't matter. This is Dominica's time to shine, because we are at the end of the road if we don't stop this destruction, right? I heard you speak up of Brother Dejan. I've listened to that brother, and the brother is a higher level. The brother is an institution. All these kind of jewels that we have, and if we watch and let these things get away and be destroyed, we will be no more. We come like we never exist. So to you and your siblings, your daughter, your associates who are all on the front line, big thanks to you. But the people, I want the people to rally behind this thing. This thing is even bigger than an election, a political party, or whatever. Because we don't have water, we don't have the mountain, we won't get rain, we don't have food. Right about now, we're talking about war in the region possible, and we're not secured. Food security, we are non-prepared. So, my brother, I just want to say you've been a blessing this afternoon, and you would not know how I felt to listen to you this afternoon and how to listen to Abby this morning. There is hope, my brother, because spirituality, that's only because of God, my friend. I'm talking about spirituality, where the people get a higher level of consciousness to take them to God, because people have it backward. I just want to say thanks to you, my brother. Thanks.
Thank you. Yes?
Yeah, so I want to make that point so strong, as this guy said, because I'll tell you this, I'm not a religious person. Yeah. I don't believe in organized institutions and stuff like that. And I guess I might get a lot of pushback for something like that. I'm a very spiritual person. I can't connect with my creator in four walls. Yeah. I connect with my creator in nature, which is creator's creation, and where the vibration and the energies. And Matt, I can tell you, if people want to say I'm a fool and I'm crazy, if someone was to put a camera on me whilst I'm in nature, they'll definitely see I'm crazy, because I talk. I talk to nature, I talk to myself. You know, I'm in a different space and a different place when I'm in nature. And when people look, even on where I am, because again, Matt, I'm as I said, I'm creating stuff, I'm doing stuff. You know, and I hold that soil and I smell it, I taste it, I just play with it, Matt. And for me, when I do that, that's gold. That's greater than gold. It's greater than diamond, because it's life. You can have all this gold, you can have all this diamond, you can have all this money. You don't have the soil to feed us, to do everything as the water, whatever else. What are we at? And so for me, that is the most important thing. And again, to each his own. But it's so clear for me. You know, it's just so clear for me, Matt, that I have no doubt that I am in a space and an area where I just pray for so many people that they will experience it before they leave this earth.
Jerry, what is next? A lot of people say take out action. What is next for you? Because we have 5 moments.
Right. So Matt, the whole thing is this: we have planted this seed in what you call it, the Baranote in the Kalinago area. And there were many people who joined on their own. We don't pay people or force people to do anything. They come on their own. So, I consider all the people, they're like a ray of hope, in the light and in the rising sun that I think this whole gathering was all about, this whole foundation. And so, even the what for me was the best part of that gathering, Matt, was the unfolding of that piece of art which will be our theme banner. That this again beautiful young man, Lowell Roy, I think it's that. I hope I got the name because I'm thinking of so much stuff. Did, and Matt again contributed to the cause on his own doing his own merit, and did that within 2 days. And Matt, I can tell you, any artist who looks at that and they say you were able to do this in 2 days will say the guy hardly slept. In fact, when I went to pick it up, all he wanted to do was to go and sleep. So that for me was one of the highlights. Besides, again, all the information that was given out. And the other highlight was actually in the beginning when the Shama.
I wish I had that prayer. Yeah.
Yeah, said that. He did his blessings. He did everything else. Had us in a circle.
First time experience for me.
Oh man, beautiful, man! I have experienced it, and actually, it was something that we wanted done to start the whole thing off. And then at the end, again, was paying tribute to Afimate, a stalwart, in the fight against,
protecting
the environment and everything else. And I don't think Afi was ever recognized like that in Dominica. In other places overseas, I think he was, but not in Dominica. And so for me, that was one of the highlights also. So we planted that seed, Matt, and everybody, as I said, was part of the rising sun, was part of the gathering, everything else. And people ask, well, who are the we? The we is everybody, man. Every single Dominican. People want to. I understand that you want, organized stuff and leadership and stuff. But at this time, that's not who we are, what we are. We want people to do their own thing, to contribute. There was one lady who stood up in the thing, Matt, in the gathering, and talked about what she was doing. What she was doing. I think she was going to write to some aviation thing about, different. So that's what, a lot of people, they want to know how they can contribute. And it's like as if they need this organized thing. Contribute in whatever way you can. Eventually, yes, I know there's, like I've explained to people, we all want to get to Melvin Hall. Actually, it happened with the Kalinago territory. So let's say we all want to get to the Kalinago territory. I may choose to go for Portsmouth Way. Somebody may choose to go for Debosh. Another person may choose to go through the Castle Bruce area. And then we all end up at the Kalinago, which actually, and I used to use Melvin Hall, but now I'd say the Kalinago, because for me, the Kalinago, the Baranote is the epicenter of the Kalinago territory. And for me, a very spiritual place. So we could not have had a better place to start of what it is that we were doing. And so we gathered there. And then now, obviously, you had, a common thread. Everybody was, doing their stuff or saying their stuff or participating. And so from there, it can only grow. I have no doubt it will grow. And more and more people since that time have been joining, have been assisting, have been contributing, some in their own form. So, Matt, I am so energized by this thing. I really don't have any doubt that it's going to continue to grow. I want to urge the leadership, Matt, to at least take on board some of the suggestions that we made. I can't force anybody's hand. But I don't think they want another disaster in this country, especially what's going on with the CBI and this passport and visa. Matt, it's only going to get worse if we continue. There's no doubt. It's only going to get worse if we continue on the path we are. And history is true unto itself. And I am very confident I'm on the right side of history. I said that when I used to be on the radio before, Matt. And it has proven itself. And it will continue to prove itself. And that is why what I've been doing is taking that time, spending that time to prepare myself, body, mind, and spirit, for what has come and what is to come, which is going to be worse if we don't change course.
What a way to go. And now, your friend Gabriel Christian says, I want to pay the highest commendation to my brother Jerry Brisbane. We sat in Standard 5 at Goodwill School, Goodwill Junior High School, common entrance class. We must protect our water, our forests, and Jerry and his daughter are shining examples of a blessed consciousness. Dominica is a special place, and we must preserve it for generations to come. That's how we're going to end it there, Jerry.
Well, Mattia, the last thing I just want to say, if not CBI, then what? Wellness. And wellness, Matt, is about food, is about water, is about the forest, about herbs, is about healing. And there's no better place. Well, I haven't traveled the whole world, but for me, there's no better place than Dominica, that we can create that industry of wellness, first and foremost for our people and for the rest of the world.
You know, I've said it when I travel, myself, Dominica is the best kept secret of the Caribbean, or maybe the world.
Possibly. We don't want to overexpose it. Everything in balance, but, yes, Matt.
All right, take you now. Jerry, come back sometime soon, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't know about that one, Matt, but if I do come back, it would be hopefully to deal with the wellness part, because that's my passion.
Or maybe if they watch part 2, never know.
Well, I hope not. Well, yes, because, Matt, one last thing I want to say too quickly is we can restore Deboche as it is now. There's a chance to really restore what damage has been done very easily. And one of the things I want to also suggest is if the authorities and the leadership take on board this advice, and it's only sharing, I'm not telling them what to do. I'm very particular about it. I tell no one what to do, Matt. Is we can probably Deboche, because I look for the positive in everything. What has been done with Deboche can be turned probably into something so positive and attractive. And we can bring people on board. I am very willing to participate in that in all ways. To turn that into some monument or something, because there is an area that has been cleared, a platform that can become some ecological, whatever it might be. We have ideas already. I don't want to put them out, but we can get people, a team and people together, locally and overseas, to create something that can really be an example to the rest.
To send a message.
To send a message in so many ways. Yeah. So there is that chance, and that's, you see, I always look for, that the positive in everything. And to me, that's what I'm looking at. That what has been done can then turn into this real positive outcome. So hopefully that is the case. And in a sense, I say hopefully, but I don't know. My spirit tells me it will happen. It will happen.
Jerry Brisbane, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh. Now when my tears fall on the ground, I lift my eyes to heaven. That's where my help is found. The fear that held me captive now trembles and runs away, 'cause my Jesus walks beside me every single day. He is strong. He leads me on. He makes me whole. I am with you. Be not dismayed, I am your God. I will strengthen you, yeah. Yes, I will. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Hold me, Lord. Carry me through. Your hand of mercy keeps pulling me through. yeah. There was a time, Lord, I couldn't see the light. Walking through the valley deep in the night. But you reached down low, lifting me high. You said, don't be afraid. He's right by your side. He's right by your side. I felt your spirit move like fire in my bones. Told me I was loved. Told me I was known. Now my soul is singing. My chains are gone. You gave me a brand new heart. A brand new song. When I stumble, he picks me up. When I cry, he dries my eyes. He gives me rest, oh Lord. You are my peace, my strength, my breath. I am with you. Be not afraid, I am your God. Oh, I will strengthen you, yeah. I will hold you. You never let go. Oh, you're my shelter, my home. When the doctor said it's over, he said, I'm still your healer. When my heart broke in silence, he said, I'll be your comforter. When my friends walked away, he said, child, I'll stay. Stay, Lord. Stay, Lord. Stay, Lord. You are my refuge, my tower of strength. You carry me, Lord, through any length. Though I walk through fire, I shall not be burned. For your word is true and my heart is alone. Fear not, I am with you. Fear not. Through the valley, through the plain. Oh, do not dismay, I am your God. Oh, my Jesus, you make me whole. Oh, fear not, I am with you. Fear not, yes, you are, Lord. Be not afraid, I am your God. Oh, I will strengthen you, yeah. Yes. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Jesus. Oh, make credit. Yeah. Oh, me through. On my lips, oh, yeah. And my days are through. I'll to trust the road. I'll keep looking through you. You've been faithful, oh, from the start. You never will say, whoa, more. He said, I called you by name. You are mine, you are mine. When you pass through waters, you won't drown this time. When the fire's hot, child, you won't be burned. You won't be burned. You won't be burned. Oh, for I am the Lord your God, and my mercy endures. Oh, frightened, he holds me close. When I'm trembling, he